started this Monday against St Mirren, it ends against St Mirren. How would you sum up this season?
Delighted with it. Obviously, the main goal has been achieved, which was promotion. There was no secrets to that in that. It was important how we did it. I mean, I think we did it in a really convincing way, which again is really pleasing. So, from start to finish, it's been a good year. They've gone from the wire, so to speak, start right the way through, which is not easy. So it's all credit to the players to maintain that focus and concentration, deliver the level of consistency that they delivered. So you have to be very, very thankful for that.
Mark, elsewhere away from the on-field stuff, Mike Ashley's dropped his case questioning the SFA's decision to approve Dave King as a fit and proper person to be chairman here. I know that's sadly a side issue for you. How pleasing is it to see another impediment to the club moving forward, perhaps moved out of the way?
Yeah, it's another side issue because it's above my pay grade, that's for sure. But what it does mean, you always want the club to be on the back pages, not the front pages. That's the important thing. So the less we're on the front, if that's another one gone, then all well and good. It's about putting Rangers on the back page and hopefully being really positive in the message and what the team achieved. If we can do that more often, we'll be in a good place.
How would you describe the support you've had from Mr King and the board since you took over?
It's been excellent. You look at the targets we recruited. We came in last summer and we had to recruit a number of players really quickly, and we got that back in. And the likes of Tavernier and Waghorn and Halliday, Holt, Waghorn, Keane, all the names you know. Fodringham, outstanding. But we got the support. We moved quickly, and we had to move quickly to get them in. So we've done that. The communication lines are really important. They're clear every day we speak. I've spoken 2 or 3 times today to Stuart and Andrew, and you have to have those lines of communication. So as long as we maintain that, we'll be okay.
I think the supporters have given credit for what he's done so far. I think he's steered the club and delivering on a lot of the promises he's made. I think they're just waiting to see now if he delivers on the further investment in the team moving forward. How confident are you that will happen? Yeah,
it's been out. Last June, the same questions were asked. Will we get the players in? And then you have the January window. Will you have the recruitment? Or will you have the money to get the players in? And it'll always be the case with Rangers. Is the money there, etc. But so far we're in a good place. We've achieved the target of the league in a convincing manner. The Petrofac's a nice bonus. We've had a very strong cup run, and now we're in the Scottish Cup final on the 21st. So the club's in a good place right now. And it'll always be questioned. I understand the size and scale of Rangers. It'll always be questioned. But I think, looking at a positive perspective, we're in a good place.
And from your point of view, he and the club have got nothing to prove to you about how they're taking the club forward, because they've delivered to you.
No, they've delivered, and they know that the club, where we have to go. We haven't finished by any means. If people think we've finished by getting back to the Premier League, then they're sadly mistaken. We have to keep pushing forward. I've said before, the moment we stop being positive and pushing forward, then we have a problem, quite clearly.
Are you confident that the last week or so negative results from giving sort of out your system?
Yeah, I think we have to look at that. And it's not about the players, what mistakes have the staff made. It's about one group with staff and players together. You can't take the plaudits and then have a couple of bad results and blame players. Far from it. It's not about that at all. Did we get the loading right? Was the timetable right? Was the training intensity correct for the appropriate day? I don't know. Obviously not, because the results weren't great. But we also look at it and say that in a 10-11 day period, they won the league against Dumbarton. They won the Petrofac in front of the packed Hampden and 48,000 Rangers fans. And a week later, delivered a tremendous performance against the number 1 team in the country, again with a huge global audience. So they dealt with the pressure and the expectation really well, won 2 trophies and got through to a cup final. Is it human nature? Is it understandable? Possibly. Is it acceptable? No. But we have to learn as a group of staff and players, as I say, to be better next time.
You seem like quite a calm and composed character. When results aren't going your way, do you ever beat the players of riot out?
No, sometimes. I think if you only learn from mistakes. It's the only way you can learn. So we made mistakes the other night. We were sloppy in possession. We didn't penetrate. We have to talk about it as a group. If we don't learn from the bad times, then we have a problem. So if you have to shout and scream very rarely, then so be it. But I'll be more concerned about a lack of effort, a lack of application, than I would be about anything else.
If these performances are unacceptable, as you said, is there a danger that some of the guys may be playing themselves out of the cup final team, or do you give the guys a wee bit of grace
No,
the season that they've had?
They've just won the league. They've just won the Petrofac and just beat Celtic. If that's playing themselves out of the cup final, then this is a tough artist one.
You talked about strengthening the squad in certain areas, making that a step up. What are the areas that you would like to see strengthened?
I think if we can add any quality or value to the squad, we'll take it. Simple as that. So do we need another central defender? Yes, we do. Do we need another central midfielder? Yes, we do. Another striker? Yes, we do. So from the spine of the team perspective, yes, we'll add something. It may be in terms of maturity and experience. It may be in terms of energy or quality that we don't currently possess. So whatever it is, we'll add to it. And then around it, on the periphery, you look at wide players, full-backs, etc. Goalkeeper. If a goalkeeper comes along who's better than what we've got an absolute right to go and get that player.
When would you hope to have any business done?
We're moving. A lot of work's been done already. But as I say, if a player becomes available, and I use that example, Wes has been outstanding all season. But he knows himself, this is Rangers. If a player comes available that we can secure, that we think is better than what we've got, that's a competition. The players demand that. The best players demand that competition. So yeah, a lot of work's been done for the last few weeks. A lot of work's being done right now, and hopefully we can move swiftly when the season ends.
How big balance act do you need to get between players' individual quality and their character? They need to be the right fit for this dressing room for these guys that you have.
If they're a top class player and they're a poor fit for the dressing room, I won't take them. Simple as that.
No prima donnas, that's...
Absolutely not. Won't take them. If we've got a player who's a top European talent but will spoil that dressing room, we won't take him. Simple. There's no grey areas for us on that. The players have worked really hard. We've worked hard to get the unity right. It's a good place to come to work. The environment's right here. If that player is inappropriate or dilutes the quality of our environment, he won't be welcome.
I wouldn't expect you to name names, but is that something you've experienced before?
No. I've seen it. I haven't been in the first team. I've been in an academy capacity and seen it. And all I know is, but from my previous environment in the city, if you get bad characters, it spoils the whole working environment. And for me personally, some people will say, oh, they're great to manage, or they're a challenge to manage. I think that's baloney. I think you've recruited poorly, and you've got the wrong characters in your dressing room. That's how I see it.
Is the character of a player just an important thing for you? Is there technique?
Yeah, you ask them to come here and embrace the environment here. You ask them to understand the culture of Rangers. You understand them to understand the expectation of the fans. I want them to recognise responsibility. If you have 50,000 fans at Ibrox, it's a real responsibility. If you go out there and don't deliver performance, you've let down a number of fans, and players know that. They've been outstanding. And the question has always been to them, the challenge has always been relish it. Relish responsibility, enjoy it. That's how many people would love to be in your shoes, putting a jersey on. But if they don't recognise that responsibility and don't enjoy it, and don't recognise the expectation, then they shouldn't be in a dressing room.
I suppose the proof of what you're saying is you look at the guys that you have brought in, they seem to have all brought in to the ethos that you're trying to develop here. They seem to be tight as a unit, and that tells you that that's the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at the players, and we had many conversations. Rob Keane, I knew from 13-14, Harry Forster, 13-14. But the other guys, Chatterton, Wes, you talk to Wes and immediately you know his passion, his desire, he wants to move forward. Andy Halliday, Jason Holt, there's no question about their character. They've been first class throughout the team. Then you ally that with the likes of Lee Wallace, the skipper, and Kenny Miller, his experience and quality, and again, Waggy, throughout the whole team. We're delighted with that. And that's really clear in my mind that if we would never, if offered a top talent who I knew was upset dressing room, he wouldn't come in. I hope so.
You've got Martin Blackburn back from injury, how important is that?
Yeah, big step for us. We missed Martin in terms of he offers us something different. So he'll be involved in Sunday. 28 goals before the injury. He's been desperate to get back. So delighted to see him. He'll use that game on Sunday. He'll have an hour or so Sunday, I'm sure. Use the Spurs game, and then, as I say, ready for the final.
Rangers have been shown as a club that will give youth a chance in the last few seasons. Players like Matthew Knox have been mentioned. Has there been any development there? We've got to, as a club, we've got to look at the best young talent in the country and look to bring it in. That's what we have to do. It can't be that if you invest in only the first team and not the rest of the club, then the gap between the first team and the rest of the club gets ever wider. So then, therefore, it begs the question: why have anything below the first team? So you have to make sure that you invest in all areas appropriately. So our job must be not just a Matthew Knox type. Our job must be to get the best young talent across the country and be looking right way through the age groups. The players are out of contract. When will they have an idea if they will be offered?
Those discussions are going on now. As I say, next couple of weeks are important in those areas.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How important is it coming back on track after 3 losses since the fortnight?
Yeah, it's obviously important because we've got three sides of the ground on Sunday. It's live on TV. We've got a massive support, and the support's been fantastic all season. So absolutely, every time you put a jersey on, we have responsibilities, as I just mentioned. So it's important for us to train well, which we've done today, prepare well, and then hopefully deliver a good performance.
Just finally, Shea Logan has said that Rangers are not ready to make that step up to the Premiership. How would you respond to that?
Tell Shea, having worked with him at Brentford, I'm not surprised by that comment, tell him. And I think a lot of Shea will know exactly what I mean. He's a good delighted for Shea. Got his new 2-year contract, delighted for him. He's a talented boy. And like him enormously, so wish him all the best.